Is it visible, my slides?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Slides are visible in full screen. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay. So this is the information about the Indian expeditions to Southern Ocean, what we have carried out. This is mainly for the students, research scholars, and young scientists, those who are interested to learn about Southern Ocean, and those who are interested to participate in the Southern Ocean expeditions. They should know what is happening in the Southern Ocean, why we are going to Southern Ocean. So what is the importance of Southern Ocean? These kind of things I am explaining, and the future plans, what we are going to implement. So that will be more useful for you to join with us. So Decadal Indian observational campaign in the Southern Ocean to understand the ecosystem process and future perspectives. So the platforms what we have used is in here. Sagar Kanya in 2004 and Boris Petrov 2006 and 9. And afterwards we have used the ministry vessel, that is Sagar Nithi from 2010 to 2015. Afterwards we have chartered a vessel from South Africa, that is Agulhas 1, and 3 expeditions we have carried out in this platform. So this is what the 2 transects what I am showing here. That is, one is at 45 to 48 degree east, and one is at 57.5 degree east. So there will be a question why we have selected these 2 transects. The first transect is above the southwest Indian ridge, and just after the Badal Jaya. So these 2 influences are affecting the flow in this area. That is especially the current flowing through this area. That is known as Antarctic circumpolar current. It is a big current system. It is covering all the oceans, that is Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Ocean. So whenever it reaches this region, these 2 factors are influencing it, and it is moving towards more southwards, and it coming to the flat bottom. So how it changes and what are the ecosystem changes happening because of this influence? These are all the important aspects we would like to study. So we have selected these 2 transects. So what are the significance of why it is Southern Ocean is important? So signatures of global changes are more pronounced, very clear in the Southern Ocean. Afterwards only it is affecting the tropical regions and all. So very sensitive regions of the ocean. And we have to understand about the air interaction and the biogeochemical cycles and marine productivity and all. And you know that a lot of greenhouse gases, especially the CO2, is getting produced in the tropical region, and all these are getting absorbed in the Southern Ocean. So what is happening with this and where it is going? These kind of things are very important. And a lot of nutrient supply is coming from Southern Ocean. It is a HNLC region, high nutrients, low chlorophyll region. So a lot of nutrient supply is happening from the Southern Ocean. And the heat, what is getting produced in the tropical region, are getting absorbed in the Southern Ocean. So you know that as an oceanographer, a lot of studies has been carried out in the Indian Ocean. And we know that the northern side of Indian Ocean is landlocked. And because of that, a lot of differential heating is happening. And the flow of the wind flow is from land to sea and sea to land is happening. And our monsoon reversal is also happening, northeast monsoon and southwest monsoon. So Southern Ocean is connected with the Indian Ocean circulation. The Agulhas current, when south equatorial current in the Indian Ocean comes and joins with Agulhas current, and Agulhas joins with the Antarctic circumpolar current, and it goes to the coast of Australia, and West Australian current it reaches, and it is completes the circulation. So that is why this Indian Ocean circulation and Southern Ocean circulation are connected. So whatever is changes happening in the Southern Ocean, it is affecting the Indian Ocean. So this is what I told about the major current system. That is in the Indian sector of the Southern Ocean. The current system, when we are coming to the Indian sector of the Indian Ocean, the current system changes. That is in the northeast monsoon as well as southwest monsoon, the current system changes. Accordingly, the changes are happening with the ecosystem also. So this is connected with the Southern Ocean. And you know that the conveyor belt, it is connecting the polar regions and the tropical regions. A big belt is there, and this flow is there, the current flow, that is known as the conveyor belt. So I told about the nutrient concentration. When we are going south, the nutrient concentration is getting reduced. I mean, it is getting increased, but productivity is getting reduced. Why? Because we know that the southern region and all, there is no land nearby, so there is no iron supply. Or iron or cobalt supply is not very, very less. So that is why the productivity is not much high in the Southern Ocean regions. So this is known as the current system, frontal system in the Southern Ocean. So you must be thinking about what is a frontal system. Frontal system means the subtropical water masses and the subantarctic water masses. Subtropical water masses are warm and saline, and subantarctic water masses are cold and less saline. These two water masses are getting mixed and forming the drastic change in the hydrographic parameters. So these regions are known as the frontal regions. When we go down more south, then different kinds of fronts we can see. The first front what we are seeing is subtropical front. Then we can see the subantarctic front. Then we can see the polar front. Then when we are going more south, southern Antarctic circumpolar current front and the southern boundary. These are all the various frontal systems what we are seeing in the Southern Ocean. The Indian sector of Southern Ocean, you can see that there is a bifurcation of the fronts. You can see that here. That is PF1 and PF2. It is getting bifurcated because of the influence of what I told earlier, so the Southwest Indian Ridge and the Decadal Indian. Yeah. See, the water masses, what is water masses? Water mass means a system water which is carrying the same characteristics and it will not be changed. Unless it goes and getting more diluted, then only its characteristics will go. So based on the water masses, we can understand that from where this water is coming. So this is a major hydrographic component. There are kind of water masses in the Southern Ocean. That is subtropical surface water mass, subantarctic surface water mass, Antarctic surface water mass, subtropical mode water, Antarctic intermediate water, circumpolar deep water, Antarctic bottom water. So this is from north to south. When we are moving, this kind of water masses we can see. And these are all the fronts that I already told. With the temperature and salinity changes, various fronts we can see in the Southern Ocean. So the main focus of our study is to understand about the role and response of Southern Ocean to the region and global climatic variabilities. So the major questions to be addressed when we are going to Southern Ocean are: how do the atmospheric and the ocean dynamics in the Southern Ocean affect the tropical weather and climate? How the physical process and atmospheric aerosols and other gases are modulated by biological pump or biogeochemistry and vice versa. These are two major questions to be addressed by doing this expeditions in the Southern Ocean. So for this, you know that a lot of enormous data set is required to see the climatic variabilities and how the climate is getting changed because of this impact. An enormous data set is required. And seasonal data sets also are very, very important to understand about this, to address these questions. So for seasonal data collection in Southern Ocean, it is a very, very big question how to do it. So we made an attempt, but we could not succeed because of the very, very dynamic system in the Southern Ocean. So again, we are planning to do with the time series observation in the Southern Ocean to understand about various seasonal changes, what is happening with that data, we can come to at least some input for the climatic changes what is happening and all. Some inputs we can give from this observations. That is what we are planning to do in the future. That will come in my later stage of this presentation. Until date, we have our studies were mainly concentrating on air-sea interaction and role of anthropogenic aerosols over Southern Ocean. and interrelation between physical, chemical, and biological elements across Antarctic circumpolar current and their role in the carbon sequestration and biochemistry. So the SOOS, that is one of the major international body, but is mainly studying about the Southern Ocean observation system that is mainly concentrating on. So from SOOS, we have taken two themes to include in our studies. That is, how do the changes in the Southern Ocean meridional overturning circulation and the water masses, intermediate as well as bottom water masses, affect the thermocline variability and CO2 dynamics, acidification rate, biogeochemistry in the Southern Ocean. These kind of things we have taken as one of the component for our study. And does the ocean and sea ice shelf interaction in the coastal region of Antarctica influence the freshening and warming of the bottom waters? So this is a very, very, very interesting thing, because recently a lot of studies are going on with the freshening of water masses in the Southern Ocean because of the melting of glacier as well as the ice shelf. It is not sea ice. Ice shelf and the glacier melting, it is coming and it is mixing with the water masses there, and water mass is getting diluted. That means salinity is getting reduced and becoming warmer. These kind of things are happening. So this is very important with the Southern Ocean ecosystem, because there is one major water mass known as the Antarctic bottom water mass, and if its characteristics changes, though the entire carbon dynamics and the ecosystem and the species and everything will be getting affected. So that has to be studied in a detailed way. What are the changes are happening? That we are planning in our future studies. So this is just for understanding about the implementation plan, how we are implementing the expeditions. So first, we are giving the advertisement in the websites. So that will be coming in May, June, and an internal and external review of the external experts for the proposals, and the proposals will be invited in the as per this advertisement. And after getting the proposals, it will be reviewed with an external expert committee, and that committee's the presentations has to be made by the project principal investigator. Accordingly, the committee will approve, recommend it, and with the consolidated recommendations and the projects will be sending to the ministry for approval. Accordingly, once it is approved, we will be planning for the launching of the expedition. That will be usually coming in December, January. That period it comes, and up to February to March, expedition can be carried out. Why beyond March we cannot do? Because after March the winter starts, all ice formation, and ship cannot move. So we have to come back before the end of March or before the starting of the winter. So this is in 11th expedition. We went up to the Prince Bay region, and we have collected a lot of observations during this period, and lot of national and international organizations and universities have participated in our various expeditions. So this is one of the studies what we have carried out in the recent expedition, a black carbon. So we identified that the black carbon, for the main source of the black carbon is from Madagascar region and South African region. That is what our study says that. So this is what we observed with the changes in the frontal system, how it is changing when we are moving from west to east. There is a meandering or a moving shifting of the frontal system is happening when we are moving from west to east. That is our observation says this, and it has been studied, several years of study we made, and it is very, very clearly it is seeing that this shift is happening. And we know that one of the things we have to understand about the Southern Ocean is the eddies occurring in the Southern Ocean. There are two types of eddies are there. There is cyclonic eddy and anticyclonic eddy. Cold core eddy and warm core eddy. So cold core eddy means it is coming from down. The water is coming up. So the center will be cold. So cold core eddy. Whenever convergence comes, it is warm water comes, their center will be warm. So warm core eddy and cold core eddy. This is mainly affecting the system, and its ecosystem is getting affected, and the species, everything, it is getting affected because of the eddy changes. So a lot of eddies are coming in the Southern Ocean because of the mixing of water, various type of water masses. And another major thing in the Indian sector of Southern Ocean is the Abulhas retroflexion. The Abulhas current goes when it reaches the down south of Africa. Before entering to the Atlantic sector, it turns and comes back to the Indian sector of Southern Ocean. So that is also producing a lot of meandering, and it makes a lot of eddies in the system. So this is one of the major findings from us. From tropics to when we are moving towards the south, what are the various types of species that we are observing here? So when we are seeing in the tropical region, prokaryotes are more dominating. When we are going to the subtropical region, we are finding the flagellates. And when we are moving very down south, we are getting the diatoms. So there are various these species dominating in the Southern Ocean system. This is the zooplankton biomass from our studies, and we are getting the zooplankton biomass more predominant in the south, that is polar front and subantarctic frontal regions. This is some of our salient findings. So I am very glad to say that we have come out with 3 special issues from our 11 expeditions. First special issue was published in 2010 in Current Science. And after that, after 5 years, 2015, another special issue we published in Deep Sea Research, 2015. And now 2020 also we published another special issue in 2020. That is, every 5 years we are publishing one special issue like that from the observations what we carried out and based on the results. So these are all some of the major results. That is zones and of zones of sink and ventilation of CO2 that we identified in the Southern Ocean. And whenever the CO2 is getting absorbed in the Southern Ocean, when the saturation comes, it can come back the tropics. And when the tropics it reaches, it's a warm region, again it is getting ventilated. And whatever is going down south, it's coming back again. So we have to be very careful about this production of this CO2. And we know that recently it's a very sensitive issue, and it has to be studied in a detailed way to understand about it. And dominance of known sea salt aerosols in the Southern Ocean, and fast-raised freshening of bottom water. I already told about this, and eddies also I told about it, and the different phytoplankton groups what we found, that also I told about. These are all the various observations what we are making when we are going to the Southern Ocean region. Then these nutrients, dissolved inorganic carbon, alkalinity, hydrodynamics, isotopes. These are various kind of studies by various institutions. When we go to the expedition, there will be around some 15 to 16 institutions are joining for the Southern Ocean expedition from various across the country and from outside also. So these are all some of the equipments what we used. That is CTD. CTD means conductivity, temperature, depth for measuring that. And this you can see that some of the bottles connected in that, and that bottles can be used to collect the water samples at different depths. This can be used to study about at different various depths how the water changes and what are the parameters getting changed and how it affects the system. This kind of studies can be carried out with this. And XCTD is a expendable disposable type CTD. That means when we use the probe, it will go up to 1,000 to 1,100 meter, and it will collect the data, and this will be the sea. It will go, and we will get the data. And the ship is not required to stop to collect this data. While moving itself, we can use it. And the multiple plankton net and bongo net. This is for the plankton studies we are using. Zooplankton, phytoplankton, and all different nets we are using. And grabs for sediment collection, and gravity core for sediment core collection. So this is one of the mooring what we made in the Southern Ocean, but we could not succeed it because of I already told about the dynamic system problems and all. And this is already we started the mooring programs, and now we are planning to make one mooring observations in the Antarctic region. That I will come later in my presentation. These are all the various instruments what used for mooring as well as other observations. This is what we I told about Abulhas. This is the ship what we used, And when we are going from Mauritius to Southern Ocean and coming back to Mauritius. So Mauritius is the port which we are using for the launching the expedition. So when we went there, and our High Commissioner from Mauritius visited our vessel and to understand about what India is doing in the Indian sector of Southern Ocean, what kind of studies we are carrying out. And the Honorable President of Mauritius also have visited. We have visited the President also we have visited, and we have exchanged our idea what we are doing there. And this is the Argo floats. Argo floats is the floats we will deploy in the Southern Ocean during our expeditions, and this will go up to 2,000 meters. And while going down, it will collect all the data. And after 10 days, it will come up. Again, it will collect data while coming up, and it will transfer the data. Like that, every 10 days, it will come up and transfer data, and it moves along with the current. So wherever the current goes, it moves along with that. And with the GPS, we will come to know which location this information is coming. So through satellite, it will come to the land station. The data you can download the land station. That is the Argo floats. The same way, SOCOM floats. SOCOM floats actually used by the Scripps Institute of University. They have participated in our expedition, and this has been deployed. So this Argo float deployment we are carrying out in our 11 expeditions. We were deploying this Argo floats in collaboration with INPOIS. So this is our achievement. The 11 expeditions I already told, and more than 100 papers and 90 papers published, and 90 papers in conferences and conferences we presented, 90 papers, more than 90 papers, and 14 PhDs already awarded, and 15 PhDs are in progress, and 20 MSc dissertations and 3 special issues already told, and the book for publication is in progress now. And Horizon 2020 is one of the programs under CRIS. That is, this program is known as CRIS, Climatic Relevant Interactions and Feedbacks. So this is with the collaboration with European Union. We are doing that already. The projects, everything is materialized, and this has to be implemented during the next expedition. So we have a membership in international bodies like the GOSHIP, SUS, SCORE, SCAR, etc. So future plan. So we have to fill the gaps, the observational gaps. Where are the gaps are? We have to fill that area. We have to go and make more data collection and modeling. That is very, very important aspect to be studied. That will be already the modeling team has joined, and we will be starting the modeling studies very soon. And this implementation of in-situ observations and the satellite observations, modeling, and national and international collaborations we are planning to make, and capacity building. So this is one of the major studies what we are planning to do in the future. This is about the Antarctic bottom water. So I already told about the bottom water is the freshening of the bottom water is happening. This is mainly because of the warm, deep circumpolar deep water is coming there, and when the warm circumpolar deep water enters in the coastal region, because of it is warm and it melts the ice shelf. The ice shelf is getting melted because of this intrusion, and this melted water will dilute the Antarctic bottom water. So more intrusion of this deep circumpolar deep water, warm circumpolar deep water, affects the formation of Antarctic bottom water. That is a major study, because whenever this bottom water, this circumpolar deep water enters into the coastal shelf region, the production of Antarctic bottom water is getting affected.
Sir, we have completed 25 minutes in this talk, sir.
Okay, I am stopping now. This is another. This is what I told about the Antarctic current and intrusion of current at different because of the easterly wind, weak wind condition, how it is behaving, and if the wind is strong, how it is behaving. That is here, and this is the our mooring program what we are planning in the future. That is the tropic this coastal region as well as the open ocean region. This is the mooring profiles also. It will move through this wire, and it can collect the data from around some 100 meters or 200 meters to the bottom, like that. And this is we are planning to the gliders also we are planning in the future, because ship cannot go all the areas in the Southern Ocean because of the ice formation and all. So we are planning to use gliders and even the seals fixing this sensors in the seals, and it can be wherever it goes, it transmits the data that data recorded and it can be collected. That is also we are planning in our future studies in collaboration with Australia. And this is the numerical modeling. I already told about it. And this is the microplastic study. Already we have started because a very, very important thing. It is affecting the system, and this is a major pollution, polluting the system, especially in tropics, as well as it has moved to the Southern Ocean region also. So that also we have to make a detailed study. Thank you. This is what I would like to make, and this is one of our Republic Day celebration on board. And the chief scientist, Dr. Anil Mahajan, is hosting the flag. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Now, I could not find here any questions in the chat box or YouTube.
Okay.
So,
Shall I stop share?